Okay, this is kind of weird. This is as good as it's gonna get. I'm sitting on the floor in the bedroom. I tried to make this video yesterday and my battery died and Story didn't sleep. We're gonna try this again. Take 2. Obviously from the title of the video you can figure out that this is going to be about how we visit Disney through the shades of green. If you've never been to Disney or you've never heard of shades of green, this might be a little helpful for you. Even with as big of a Disney fan as I've always been, I didn't always know about shades of green. I didn't find out until maybe 5 or 6 years ago that the shades of green was even a place. If you're new to the military or if you're new to the Disney scene, planning is a daunting task, and I just thought if I made this video, this might help be able to navigate this whole process a little bit better. With Disney planning, there's a lot that goes into it, and then with the pandemic, things just got even crazier because things are changing at Disney now. There are no fast passes anymore. You have to make park reservations, which are separate from your park tickets, and it's just a whole thing. So while I could make a 2-hour video about the whole Disney process, I'm gonna try my best to just keep it narrowed down to our experience and how we book through the shades of green. With that being said, we're a family of 3. My husband is currently deployed right now overseas. I'm still able to go to Shades of Green as a military spouse. I'm going to be considered the sponsor at this resort. So the first thing I guess you need to do is figure out if you're eligible. And if you go to the Shades of Green website, basically it's going to show you everything that you need to know and you can check your eligibility and then go from there. So let's go to Shades of Green. And then, so this is the home page, and then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's going to be a thing about special offers, and then right below that is the ticket request form. Click on Submit Request. When you see this attraction ticket ordering section, over here there's going to be a little tab to click on that says Disney Military ID Guide. So once you click on Disney Military ID Guide, it will take you to this page where it shows you all of the different kinds of IDs that are acceptable and eligible. So once you've confirmed that you're eligible, you can go back to the page where you have your attraction ticket ordering information. Scroll past the question form, and then down here under rules and regulations, it's going to tell you all about the different kinds of military tickets that you can purchase. I could go into all of them and describe them all, but they all have their pros and cons. For our family, personally, we have found that the military promotional tickets are the best value. With that being said, these are promotional tickets, and these are only going to be valid through December 17th of 2021 while the promotion is valid. So we are waiting to find out if Disney and Shades of Green are going to extend that for 2022. They usually announce that this time of year. With COVID and everything last year, they did announce it a little bit later in the year, so we're just still waiting. They could still announce it, but we're just keeping our fingers crossed that they're going to do this again for next year. They've been doing it for such a long time, I don't see why they wouldn't do it, but money is a thing, so who really knows? So these are the tickets that we want. So now we are going to go back up here to ticket prices. And then it's going to break down the price of all of the different kinds of tickets that you can get. This is a lot of information, and I understand that. So if we just keep scrolling down here, and again, this is what we use for our family, so that's what I'm going to kind of go over today. Here is the military promotional ticket. So for our trip coming up, it's going to be myself, my daughter who's 3, who does need a ticket now. Any child over the age of 2 needs a ticket. And then my best friend is coming into town. My husband, like I said, he's overseas, so he can't be there. I'm going to be the sponsor, so I'm able to get the tickets for my best friend and for my daughter. So what we're going with is the 4-day park hopper, which is right here. It's the $293 ticket. Now that's a really good price. If you go on the Disney website right now and try to buy one park ticket for one park, that means, for example, if I want to go to Magic Kingdom, one ticket for an adult is $109. I can't park hop, I can't go anywhere else except for that one park that I choose. So this is a great value. This is incredible. And I don't think that there's a better ticket out there or a better discount out there. Good job, Disney, for helping out with the military. Some of the cons to this may be if you have a family with more than 6 people, because you are limited to 6 tickets per promotional year. We can only buy 6 tickets a year. So if we go one time and we have 6 people, that's all we can get for the entire year. We can break that up and do a visit in the beginning of the year and just get 2 tickets, and then do another visit and get 2 more tickets, and so forth. But if you have a larger group, I can see where this is, you're only going to get to use it one time. All that to say, it's a great deal. If you're able to use this ticket, that would be my recommendation. It's the best value. You're getting a lot for your money with this ticket. If we go back to the last page we were on with all these tabs and we go to order tickets, this is going to be the form that we have to fill out to submit our request. So you can kind of tell on this page, all of these gray areas are where we need to fill in our information. So last name, first name, the rank and the status of the person ordering the tickets. This part is kind of confusing for me because while I am able to be the sponsor for the trip, I'm still the spouse of the service member. So when it asks for the rank and the status, I go with obviously my husband's rank. I don't have a rank. I'm the missus. So I usually put his name and all of his information right there just to be, just to be safe. So then over here is where we're going to put the type of park ticket that you are buying. So like I said, we're going with the military promotional ticket. We're going to write that right here, and we want the 4-day, so this is exactly what we want. We want 2 tickets, one for my daughter and one for my friend, and so here is the price of the ticket, the total amount, and then the total due. So we fill all of that information in. You have to do your own math, and then you sign it electronically. And then what you're going to do is you're going to save this file to your desktop and then email it to advancedtickets@shadesofgreen.org. Somebody from the Shades of Green will call and they will verify your information. They will go over everything that you've ordered and confirm your price. And then when everything is agreed upon, you're going to use your form of payment to pay over the phone for your tickets. Once your transaction goes through, then they're going to explain to you how you're going to receive your tickets. The way that you get your tickets or the type of ticket voucher that you get could vary depending upon the kind of tickets that you order. So for us, again, since we went with the military promotional tickets, this is the way that we got ours. They've explained on the phone that FedEx is going to be shipping our tickets to us, and when they arrive, I need to be here or somebody needs to be here to sign for them. So they're going to come in a little packet like this, and when you get it, there's a little envelope inside, and inside the envelope is your receipt and your tickets. These are your tickets. So these are obviously outdated because it talks about Disney Fast Pass Plus, which is no longer a thing at Disney, unfortunately. Or fortunately, however you look at it. We can use these to walk through the entrance at Magic Kingdom. These are our tickets. This is what we use at the little dong, the little thing at Disney. You can decide however you want to do it. You can use these cards to get through the turnstile at Disney, or you can download My Disney Experience, link your card, link your ticket to that, and then use My Disney Experience or your Magic Band or however you want to link everything up electronically to get through at the gate. But these are these are good valid tickets. Some of the tickets that you get, the Stars and Stripes, I believe, or a few of the other ones, they're going to send you a different kind of card, and that's going to be a voucher. So before you can use your ticket, you have to get your voucher validated. And there's different places to do that. We've never had to do that because, like I said, we always go with the military promotional ticket. So I'm probably not the best person to explain that process. But from what I've read and understood, you can do that at the Shades of Green Resort if you choose to stay there. Or you can show up early for your trip and go stop by Disney Springs and do it at guest relations there. That way you don't have to, wake up extra early in the morning to go to Disney just to set time aside to get them validated before you go into the park. You know what I mean? You're just saving time on your first day at Disney, so you don't have to do all that. Once you have your tickets locked in, you're good to go. Now the next thing you need to do is make your park reservations. And that's where it gets kind of tricky because for our trip, we're going for the 50th anniversary. So everybody wants to be at Magic Kingdom October 1st. Everybody just wants to be at a park October 1st. So those park reservations were very difficult to get. And with me being an annual pass holder, the rest of my group, non-pass holders, but resort guests, we fall into different categories when it comes to making those park reservations. So it was a huge thing where I'm the one on my Disney experience trying to make the reservations for my group. And so when I went in to make the reservation on October 1st for Magic Kingdom, I was able to make a reservation for my two guests, so my daughter and my friend, for Magic Kingdom because they fall into this separate category as a resort guest. I had to make my reservation separately as an annual pass holder. And by the time I made their reservation and went back to make mine, there were no more. So like, Story could go into Magic Kingdom, but I couldn't go with her. How does that make any sense, right? So everything is good now. I ended up just getting on the Disney website and chatting with one of the cast members. I explained to them the situation and they were able to get one for me. Pixie dust, magic, whatever you want to call it. I was so grateful though because I was like, how am I gonna like let my 3-year-old go into Disney World without me? Like, obviously I couldn't, she couldn't go if I couldn't go. But it all worked out. If you find yourself in a situation like that where you're in a different category from the rest of your group, reach out to Disney. And what I would suggest is getting on the chat on the website versus calling because everybody is calling in right now and sometimes the wait can be hours. Nobody has time to wait hours for somebody on the phone. So get on the website, get on your, if you have My Disney Experience, get on the app and just talk, like chat with somebody there because I feel like that's quicker. So once you've got your tickets, once you've got your park reservations, then I feel like that's a good time to decide where you want to stay. A lot of people do it backwards and they figure out where they want to stay and then they get their tickets. So you can do whatever works for you. Obviously, like every group is going to be different, but again, this is just what we do. I want to make sure that I have a ticket to go and that I have a locked-in park reservation before I start booking hotel rooms that I can't get refunded. You know what I mean? So where do you want to stay when you go to Disney? Do you want to stay on property? Do you want to stay off property? That's up to you. There are perks and pros and cons to both. We've done both. We've done all of it. We've stayed at Airbnbs outside of town. We've stayed on Disney property in Disney resorts. Anywhere from value to moderate to deluxe. We've also done Shades of Green several times. We love it there. Like, we absolutely love it. And I think the value, just with the location alone, can't be beat. Again, in our situation, it's me, my friend, and a 3-year-old. So with a toddler, you have to think about logistics. And so we really have to think about how we're gonna get back to our room in between the park visits. That's why I think Shades of Green is perfect for us. The location, it's right behind the Polynesian. If you don't know where the Polynesian is, if you're looking at Magic Kingdom, the castle, it's right across the water. So that's where the Polynesian sits. And then if you just cross the street behind it, that's where Shades of Green is. We can walk there. We don't have to necessarily take transportation. And a lot of times that's what we do, especially when it's crowded, like it will be for October 1st. We're gonna try to avoid that situation and just walk. It might take a little bit longer, but I don't know. For me, I'd rather walk more than like get stuck in crowds. So that's what we're gonna do. So once we had our tickets, once we figured out, okay, we've got our park reservations, we're staying at the Shades of Green, we needed to see what kind of rooms were available. So if we go back to Shades of Green website, on the home page, at the very top, you can select your check-in date. Let's pick some dates that are like kind of far out. Let's go with May of 2022. We're gonna see what's available May 15th through the 20th. Let's see. We've got a few are available. So a standard room is pretty much like your most affordable option. Category 1 is going to be anywhere from E1 to E6. Those are the military ranks. So if you're between an E1 and an E6, you're going to have the best price. And what I love about Shades of Green is they price it so that the lower ranks have the more affordable price. So the higher rank you are, the more you're gonna pay. I really like that. I've got my 3-year-old. I don't know if she's going through a sleep regression or what she's going through, but she's kind of always just been very particular when it comes to her sleep. We couldn't just get a standard room because she needs her own space. She needs a space where we can close the door behind her. She's got her blinds pulled down, her fan. She just needs her room, right? I can't picture us going to Disney, coming back to the room for nap time and having a standard room and then just like, you know, putting her in bed and being like, okay, go to sleep. We're gonna be over here like snacking and watching TV. Like, it's just not gonna work in one room like that. So for our trip, we had to look for a suite that has a separate bedroom. They have a junior suite, a family suite, there's the Palm suite, which is a larger room, and then they have the Magnolia suite, which is like the biggest room, and there's 2 bedrooms and then a common area in that one. So we had to book one of those. Obviously, those are harder to come by. It may not always be available for the dates of your trip, but what I would recommend is if any of the dates are available in the room that you want, book those dates and then keep coming back to check and see if those other days open up. That's what we had to do. So I actually had to make 2 separate reservations. Did I have 3? I may have even had 3 because I was trying to get them all separately and then lump them together. So I got one of the suites for like 2 of the days. I got another suite for like another 3 days. And then I was waiting to get this last day, right? That was our entire trip. But we needed that suite so that we could have that room for Story to take her naps in and sleep in. So I have spent a lot of time on the computer refreshing and checking every morning, every night, every nap time. I would go on and I would click and refresh and see if anybody canceled those rooms or, you know, whatever I could do. And it worked. It worked for me, but you have to be persistent. You have to keep checking and keep going on the website to see if there is any changes. We ended up combining all of those reservations into one big reservation for the room that we wanted. But you're gonna have to call Shades of Green and explain that to them, and then they're going to cancel all those little reservations and give you a new confirmation / reservation number for your stay. Once you have that, then you can link your Shades of Green resort reservation number. This is so much. You can link that to your My Disney experience. And then you can make your dining reservations. At one time you could make fast passes that way, etc., etc. However, it gets complicated because the confirmation number that Shades of Green gives you is not compatible with My Disney experience because Shades of Green is not a Disney resort hotel. And I know that's confusing because it's on Disney property, but it is still a resort owned by the government. It's not owned by Disney. They're not always compatible with technology and apps and everything like that. So what you have to do is you have to call Shades of Green and you have to get your, I just call it the other confirmation number, and that's the number that you call Disney with and say, hey, this is my confirmation for Shades of Green. Can you link this to My Disney experience? And then they'll link it, and then it will show up on your app. This is so much information. It's so much information that I don't know how to deliver it to you because there are so many things where if you decide to do this, then you need to think of this, and if you decide to do it this way, then you need to consider these things, and so it's hard to go over all of it. But I hope this was kind of helpful, or I hope that at least this kind of gave you a little bit of insight as to how it works whenever you're booking through Shades of Green. It is a lot of work, but Disney is a lot of work. And if you're signing up to go to Disney and you're a part of the military, use the Shades of Green because holy cow, you're lucky. I think I've covered everything that I can cover. That's how we booked our trip coming up. That's how we did it. It's a special situation because of the 50th anniversary. It's not always this difficult to get the rooms and park reservations that you want, but because this is like a high demand time, it was a little bit harder for us. Disney is becoming high demand all year long. There used to be these waves of like busy season, non-busy season, but it's just steadily becoming like a constant busy season. So I feel like we're gonna run into this situation more and more in the future. But as of right now, in 2021, this is what worked for us. I'm so beyond thankful that we were able to get our room that we wanted. We were able to get the park reservations that we wanted for the days we're gonna be there. We get to go and celebrate, and we get to do it on a military budget and not a Disney budget, because now we can spend all that extra money on merchandise and treats. Last but certainly not least, thank you so much to all of the military members out there. Thank you so much to their families. If you enjoyed this video, if this was helpful for you, please give us a thumbs up. And if you want to support us even more, go ahead and subscribe and look forward to the videos coming out soon of our trip to Disney. We love you all, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!